Effective administrators in the 21st century should participate as learners and work as guides that work with their staff to make instructional improvements. Effective instructional leaders work collaboratively with teachers in exploring data and determining best teaching practices and next steps for their school. Two researchers, Sherratt and Fullen, state that according to the research, educators want instructional leadership that can be clustered into three critical leadership areas. They refer to these as knowledgeability, mobilizability, and sustainability. To describe these critical leadership skills, I'd like to use the analogy of building a house. First, administrators must have information about the school they are leading. Like a lot of land, there are unique qualities. These qualities present different strengths and challenges administrators and school staff must work within. There may be access to city water and septic or not. The slope may be beneficial. The terrain may be rocky. While a realistic view of the situation is important, so is the vision and belief that what is desired is possible. I can build my dream home on this lot by working with what is there, or students can achieve and be successful by working with who they are. Knowledgeability, or the knowledgeable trusted other, refers to the administrator's knowledge of best teaching and assessment practices while modeling continuous learning. This is my dad. I trust him not just because he's my dad, but because his experience and knowledge makes him trustworthy. As the building industry changes, he must stay current and continue to research newest materials, building standards, and best building methods. Collaboratively using my vision of what I want for my home, he decides how to use that knowledge to attain that vision. But he can't do it alone. While he is visible and involved in every aspect, he needs others to help. This is referred to as mobilizability. Together, he and I must communicate this vision clearly to banks and engineers, plumbers, and electricians. They use their specialized knowledge base and their understanding of the vision for the home to support the completion of it as it was envisioned. This is my brother and my sister. After seeing my beautiful new home, they will surely be wrought with jealousy, meaning my dad will also have to build them a home. Should he build a home with them, it will be easier as relationships have already been forged with the team that built the first home. As long as the environment around the first build was positive and trustworthy, this team will improve upon their capacity to work together, as they have already done this once and learned from their previous experience. I too become part of this team because after my experience, I can share what I know and would do differently to make it more successful than the first time. And this is my mom. And she plays no real integral role in this screencast. However, I didn't want her to feel left out. Finally, a few words of wisdom from my dad. Although my dad only went to school for 6 years, as that was the amount of time he went to school in Italy in the 1940s with no secondary education, he has some interesting insights to share on education. The majority of his learning and skills were attained through experience. He started working in construction as the guy responsible for getting the bricks. Eventually, he wanted to build his own home. So he had a basis of that knowledge being in the industry, but in order to figure out how to do this, he needed to first figure out what it was that he didn't know. He needed to determine why he didn't know these things, and then finally, where could he find the answers? This circle of inquiry continued until he and his brother started their own masonry company that has built hundreds of the buildings you see today. Most recently, mine.